Everything is recording? Okay, พี่โอ Great สวัสดีครับพี่โอ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Yeah, you're back by popular demand because your previous video was a big hit on my channel. We received a lot of positive feedback. And I think it's because of your very honest and also your very in-depth insights in the property market. Because you've been a real estate agent in Bangkok for how many years?
14 years.
No wonder. So you are filled with so much information.
How many years already since the last interview?
Almost 2 years. And I was relying on you for a lot of guidance and a lot of insight in the very beginning. And Khun Oh was very instrumental in getting me started. So I really appreciate that. So we're back again.
Okay.
And I think with more questions, and I think the first question I think will tie with the previous video would be like, since that time, you talked about the opportunity and how the market is. So from then, that was mid-COVID, like 2021, until now, how has the market changed? And what are the opportunities that you see now as compared to last time?
Okay. The real things on where the number is, I still confirm that we still look at the larger condominium, the older buildings. And also, right now we see that some buildings, the new buildings, the developers still have the backlog, the units unsold. So it's an opportunity if you could negotiate to get a better price and access to the market in a lower budget. And what's changing from the last time that we talked about the old condominium. That time, the sale price for the large condominium, like 100 square meter, 2 bedrooms, that time price per square meter, it's about 60,000 we could find.
Per square meter.
Yeah, per square meter. But right now, the asking price changed because when we sold 60, the asking price that time was 80,000. Right now, the owner asks 100,000 per square meter, and the sold price was 80,000 thousand baht per square meter, which is 30% increase from that last 2 years.
So you're saying that resale condos, older condos, are closing at around 30% higher than 2 years ago.
Yes.
And that's a major trend that you've noticed.
Yes. When I first start my career, I see those buildings look unpleasant. It's not nice. The common area not nice. The room were abandoned and nobody live and the owner not really care. But now things change. It's like all the co-owners of those old buildings are wake up because the new condos built next to them, and it's increased the traffic to that location. So they decide, okay, we pool the money together. We change the lobby, change elevator, repaint the building outside. And also if the building is like 30 years old or almost 30 years old, it's a time to change the pipe, change the electrical system. So things are changing and its effect on the value of the property.
Thing about the Bangkok property market is we've only seen condos. The oldest condos are probably 30 or 40 years old, right? So we've never actually come through a cycle where these old condos have had to do a complete facelift. And it sounds like we're reaching that era in Bangkok where these old condos that in the past no one's wanted, they're undergoing a facelift and they're adding value to the market.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes, you are correct. Now it's the time.
You can do the facelift on what you said, the electrical system and the piping, but is the underlying structure sound? Were they built well in the past?
I can say that yes, it is. It is. The technology of building the property right now is more advanced. We see the precast and we can build a condo faster than before. But that old building is also strong and the construction is still good.
And concrete is very strong.
Yes, it is.
Because one trend I see now is, like you said, after COVID, people prefer larger units. So I see a lot of these newer condos that were built maybe right before COVID or during COVID. they were focusing on as many units as possible, and they were slicing them down to really small units. And now I see personally this trend of like in these condos, the new ones, the larger units sell out first.
Yes.
And you're left with these smaller ones that no one wants, and they've been forced to combine them.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true. And also the trend of the people who invest in Bangkok and want to rent out short term for AirBNB or those kind of thing is changed. Less and less people doing that because they know that it's illegal. They don't want to have any problem. So invest in Bangkok, it's more like a second home for people who want to live here and they have a chance to live in a beautiful city, everything convenient, and the living cost is lower than their home country.
I live in a condo that has done Airbnb. We are sick of that. We're so annoyed of that. Like I actually report to the juristic people that I suspect are Airbnbers because really they're not part of the community. They don't really treat the room well. They don't treat the facilities well. They don't shower when they use the sauna. I report them. Yeah. So okay, yeah. So it's this trend towards like less Airbnb because people are realizing it's less attractive now. So and you said it's more of like a second home.
Yes.
Okay. So let's sum up a bit of like, what are the advantages of investing in Thailand? Why Thailand? Because you deal a lot with investment clients, right? So they might ask you a lot this question.
Yeah. Actually, the clients that come to me, they already study about the regulation and rules in Thailand. And they realize that all the rules are not really different from their countries. I mean, they will be treated not different as a local or foreigners in terms of the tax and the regulation is the same. Compared to if they invest in other countries, they might have to pay higher tax as a foreigner or foreign investor. Or some place that you can buy, but when you sell out, you have to sell to a local. So make the exit plan more difficult. But in Thailand, yes, you're limited to buy only condominium, but tax you pay the same. And we don't have the capital gain tax, so that would be another plus. Also, the stamp duty here, very cheap, it's only 0.5%. So that's the good thing as an investor. And as I mentioned, people who want to invest here, they already know that this is going to be their second home or the retirement home. They're not really look for like very high yield. Rarely to see the very aggressive investor come here because I think they can find the high yield anywhere in the world. The clients that come to me, they realize that they want to settle some part of their life in Bangkok, in Thailand. So they look for the place to stay. That's the first priority. And then they said, I already have the business elsewhere and I want to generate the income in Thailand and spend my money here. So I don't need to bring in the money from other place that they have.
Right, especially with the new tax announcement that came out.
So they look for, they come from abroad, but they are very smart, these people. They look here as the investment as local. They ask me where can I get the cash flow and all the money that can come to me monthly and how much going to be enough for me to spend a good life here. And yeah, if they have some amount of investment budget, yes, I can help them to build a portfolio and generate the income for them to spend here.
I just want to clarify, you say no capital gains tax. It doesn't mean that when you sell your condo, there's no tax, but it's included in your income tax that is filed for that year. It's not like let's say in America where there's personal income tax and then there's capital gains tax that are at different brackets. Okay. From my perspective, based on what I've seen too, is that if you're looking at a pure numbers from an investment number standpoint, there's probably better investment vehicles out there. But I think a lot of people who choose to buy a condo here, they also consider the subjective aspects, like the quality of life that you get here in Bangkok, the fact that you actually want to have a family and spend your life here. You actually enjoy being here. That actually factors in the return on your investment, and you want a place that you can call home, where your kids can call home as well. So those factor in. And what I also get a lot is inquiries of people buying, okay, primarily to live in themselves as a secondary home. These might be people that live in multiple destinations. So they might live here 3 or 4 months out of the year. With the new announcement with the tax, maybe even less, because they want to keep it under 6 months to avoid being a tax resident. But the remaining time, they may want to rent it out. They want to find a rental management company to rent it out for, let's say, 6 months out of the year or monthly. Because even though Airbnb daily rentals are not allowed, you can do monthly from 30 days and above. That's allowed. And that might be perfect for some people who may want to live here for at most 6 months to avoid being considered a tax resident.
Yeah, that could be.
And then the other 6 months, rent it out for some cash flow. It doesn't have to be amazing, but at least it's something, the asset is being utilized.
Yes, because the idea of the people who rent out, where sometimes they can live, is kind of help them to pay the common fee. They would say that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's better than leaving it and not use and have to take money from their own pocket to pay the common fee. Why not? Get some cash flow to help you for the expense. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, that being said, like, we're not trying to completely dismiss Bangkok as a place where you cannot make money at all. Like, we've both had experiences with clients who have bought property at a very good price.
Yes.
They've rented it out, made cash flow on it, and were able to sell it at a very attractive price. But I think that's because they were able to understand the market and find the good opportunity, a good price, and also a good condo.
Yeah.
So let's move on to what kind of features of a condo should someone look for that makes it a good purchase?
I mean, good one, lower price would be somewhere more than 1 kilometer away from the BTS.
Lower price.
Yeah, lower.
More than 1 kilometer.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you are familiar with Bangkok, you will know that as long as you know Bangkok, 1 kilometer from BTS is nothing. You know that the people who live there can use taxi, motorbike taxi, or even walk. And this is where the new investors, sometimes they don't get it. But once if you have the objective of you want to invest here to get the cash flow, you need to understand how the local people live and find the products that suit for your end user. And the end user here who can generate the income for you are the expat, the one who can afford the higher rent. They look for a bigger space, the open plan. If they are Western, the big balcony would be a plus, and the modern kitchen and decorate inside should not be too much your personality. You need to decide.
It shouldn't be too niche. It should be a bit more neutral.
Yeah, you need to, like you, when you walk into the place, you have to able to imagine if you can live here.
Just to summarize what you touched upon last video about certain features to look for, because I think that was very, very important. Like, you say there's some condos that are 2 bedrooms, but it's 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom. Or you should look for actually a 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, or even a 2.5.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, that is a plus, because let's say even you are closer to the BTS, but it's 2 bed, 1 bath, is a minus.
Because often it comes at compromise at size.
Right.
You have convenience of the BTS, but you're only willing to pay this much. So with that budget in mind, you can only afford a smaller, because like sometimes some condos are selling 2 bedrooms at 55 square meter. That's not a 2 bedroom, but they say it's a 2 bedroom. They're trying to squeeze it in. I live in a 2 bedroom. I feel like a comfortable 2 bedroom should be 80, 85 at least. That's a true 2 bedroom with 2 bathrooms. How about corner units? Does that matter?
Maybe it helps for the noise or the privacy.
Okay.
Yes, but again, I would say the layout inside, when you walk in, you feel like, oh, this is open. I feel like I can live here. And think about your customer, the tenant come in, they should feel the same. But if you go to the place where it's a lot of zigzag and you don't feel the floor when you go in, very narrow.
A lot of hallways, feels like a
Yeah.
maze.
That would be a very niche for people who can enjoy living there.
Yeah.
I would say if you feel comfortable to live, your people will feel it too. But again, when you do business, it's strange but true that the people who rent from you will have something similar to you too, your taste, your style. And you will feel the people that has something in common with you will do business longer with you. It become to less problem. They pay the rent on time.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's just what I.
It kind of is a law of attraction kind of thing. Yeah.
But if you are too think about only the income or like it's a feeling of too factory, duplicate, just duplicate.
Too much of a, too dry.
Yeah.
Too dry, yeah.
Not the feeling of human touch.
I totally agree. Because I see some units that are for rent. I don't want to sleep in this bed. This bed looks terrible. Or like the furniture looks terrible. It seems like they just went for the cheapest thing because they wanted to maximize their ROI. And you look at it, it's like, no, I don't want to live here. This feels so cold.
Right. In terms of maximize the ROI, what I've seen is some place when you clearly visualize who will be your tenant, sometimes you just invest on renovation, it look nice. Layout good, the storage is plenty, the floor is nice, and at the end you don't need even pay for the furniture because your tenant will bring their own furniture. That saves the money too.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just decide what your clients will need, the tenant will need, what the main thing, and all the furniture.
Yeah.
Let them choose because their own home.
Because real estate, you know, even if you're investing in it and you are expecting some sort of return, it is an investment. It's a line of business that you have to consider the human beings too. There is a lot of subjective qualities to it as well. You know, like when I review condos in my channel, it's my own subjective taste where I think, okay, I think this is a good condo. I think the layout's nice, it's well built, and I hope that people that watch it will agree too. I know there's a lot of subjectivity here, but let's actually talk about some things that could be objective. So we talked about, okay, choosing the layout, choosing all that. Another thing is like, how can someone make sure if a condo is well built?
I would say that the inspector would help and can tell the real things that your eyes, who are not the engineer, can tell. These people will save your time and your money. When people buy a condominium, they choose by the location, the price, and okay, I like this place, I'm gonna buy. And at the end, they found out that what is going on in that unit cost them on the renovation cost more than what they expect. So these inspector, they are engineers, so they know all this deeper than us. So they can tell you before you put an offer. That
So
would be a help.
hire an inspector before you put in an offer.
Yeah.
And do sellers allow that? Someone who hasn't even made an offer wants to have an inspector come in.
Or you can tell the owner that you are serious to buy.
Yeah? Okay.
But better to check now and then offer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you recommend using an inspector. How much is this a big cost?
No, it's not. Let's say like one bedroom would cost like 3,000 baht something.
That's it?
That's it. For the two bedroom will be cost more. But again, you have to, let's say if you work with the agent, you have to tell the agent that, yeah, I really like this place. But after you tour 20 buildings and you really want this place, but just to be fair with yourself, you can tell the agents that can we invite the inspector to check the unit before we offer? Just be honest. And it's depend on you because all the little things that you see from the eyes, it can fake by the renovation. But if something, the main thing that your eyes cannot see, these people is very helpful.
Yeah.
Even Thai buyer, if they have the brother, sister who are engineer or they know these people, they go together and check.
Okay.
Yeah. And in resale, of course, people accept as the way it is and they think that, okay, I can cover the renovation costs.
Okay.
If they budget the renovation cost, cover all the worst case, it's okay. But think about, let's say, if you want to renovate and then sell, the money is very crucial. So you need to plan well how much you want to spend on renovation and how to minimize the expense, unexpected expense.
I see. Okay.
If you have to pay, you need to know before you pay, not surprise.
So this is kind of might be a controversial subject. Is that I see comments on the internet that buying a condo here, it's actually pricier for foreigners, meaning that foreigners get quoted a different price than Thais. Is that truth?
The foreign quota is only 49%.
Yes.
Of course, is limit, right? It's possible that the price higher than the Thai quota. And also the developer, how they maximize the income is they set the foreign quota on a higher floor.
Oh.
And usually in the condo, each unit, each floor price are not the same. It will be different a little bit, you can see. And for sure, the higher floor will be more expensive. That's why they put the foreign quota over there.
Let's say the same unit, the same exact unit, will the developer give a different price to Thai people and foreigners for the same exact unit?
No, usually if it's allocated to be foreign quota, it will be locked at the floor. This floor sell only to foreign quota, no Thai.
I see. I think this is the misconception because people think that foreigners are charged more. It's because they are given a different allocation on a high price. It's not that the exact same unit has two-tier pricing.
No one would do that.
No one would, right. I think this is where the misunderstanding is. And a lot of people are kind of triggered by that, right? It's literally for different condo units. Okay. I see. I hope that clarifies it. It's kind of nuanced, but I hope that makes sense. Okay, next question is when you look at a condo, let's say on a high floor, whatever, you look out and say, oh, okay, this is a really nice view. Like we're on this floor here, nice, open, unobstructed view. But how would I know that I will continue to have this view? Would this view be blocked in the future? How can I find out about that?
No one would know.
No one would know.
Because you know what, the urban plan of Bangkok, it's planned, and right now they put the color to represent of which area is for what purpose. The green one will be the area for the agriculture, and the higher density will be by the color. It starts with the yellow, the orange, and then brown, and then the red one, which is the center of the movement. All the commercials and business are here. So the land will be encouraged to be used as the highest of the permission. So even you have the taller building next to you, but lower, and you still have a good view, right? But one day, the developer think that this land, if demolished and build the hotel, will give a better value than remain old. So they might demolish and build the new high-rise. That could happen too. It depends, because if they pass the EIA, of course they can build, and no one can stop them.
What about this thing where a lot of sales agents, they say, oh no, this view is not going to be blocked because many small plots with many title deeds, they're never going to be able to merge them and build into a high rise. Is that a valid rebuttal?
I would say, if I can give that kind of answer to my clients, I would say it cannot build a high rise because the road is too narrow. According to the regulation to build the floor higher than 8th floor. So this plot cannot be built. Because for the sake of a small piece of land, different owners, the developers can buy one-on-one and connect everything. Even one of my clients, he is a developer from other countries. They look at it and said, "Oh, we can do it." From the eyes of the one who invests and buy land to build the buildings all the time, they know that this kind of problem can be fixed with their own method.
So with smaller plots, this issue can be fixed. They can be bought up and merged. What about what you said about the small, narrow roads? Are there...
This will be very difficult to change.
Okay, so maybe that is something you can hold on to.
Yes.
If you look out and see a bunch of small roads,
Yes.
then it's probably okay.
Yes. Because it's about the safety of the community as well. For example, you can see Soi 8. Actually, Soi 8, the road is very narrow.
Sukhumvit 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's only two lane, and it's just only not even 8 meters. But why the end of Soi 8 can build a high-rise condo? You see?
Why?
Because,
do you know?
Because the one rule is, if it's at like in Thai we call 3 แยก no?
A fork.
Yeah. And if that plot of land, because they have a very long street direct to it, that can be built.
Oh, so you're saying if the street is at the dead end and the building is looking down the road, then that's okay.
Yeah.
So that's a dead end. That's a building at a dead end plot.
Yeah. Or the one in Soi 36 of Ananda.
Yeah.
They can build a high rise even it's a small street because it is located on a corner.
Yeah.
So the way to access is two-way. And this kind of thing, sometimes developer can fix. Soi 36 has a lot of high rise, even in a small road, because they solve the problem by connecting the street. Maybe the rhythm one, Soi 30, rhythm 36, 38.
Yes.
Usually that road that's called AP.
Yep.
Before it's never been exist. It didn't exist.
Oh, really?
It exists when the developer comes.
Oh, they just built a new road.
Yeah. So then they
Wow.
change the regulation.
Oh.
That's the things.
So they find ways around it. It's so
That's why they are
small
very
streets. That's why they're developers, multi-million baht developers. They're that smart. So you're saying, okay, the small streets, okay, you could probably be safe, but still there can be exceptions that they can work around. So still be careful.
Yes, and just bear in mind that if it's already blocked, it's good. Because you know that
so you
it
know,
is.
this is it.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I showed the property in Langson to my clients last week. He said, oh, this view, we can see the building on this view, and this direction we can see the green. So this is look like a nicest view of this building, not the one that next to demolishing building, and the front is gonna be a big project building up. So it's acceptable.
Acceptable. Yeah. You know what's going on. The devil you know. Okay. Okay, so next up, this is regarding different types of condos in their different states. I think we can group condos in 3 main buckets. Buying a brand new off-plan project that hasn't been constructed yet. I think often the advantage of this is you can choose a lot of units available, haven't been bought up yet, at a good price. They usually start at the bottom price. That's the advantage. And then there's ready to move in buildings from developers that have just completed. Maybe they're furnished. So the advantage of this is they're ready to move in. If you want to rent it out, you can start renting it out immediately. Whereas ones that haven't been completed yet, it takes a while. And then there's the third option, which is resale, right? Where the advantage of this is you can probably get a larger unit at a cheaper price. This is at the surface level, but based on your experience, what are the pros and cons that you've seen in these different types of condos?
Yeah, the off plans, of course, it's offer you the good price because you start at the beginning where the developer is selling the paper of course, they're willing to offer the best price. And also it's come with the risk, because what if it's not finished? That could happen too. Give you a good price, flexible payment term, but you need to think about the reliability of the developer. What if they cannot complete a project?
Is this common for off-plan projects to never reach fruition? Is this common in Bangkok?
We have seen some.
Some.
Yeah, some, but less in the listed company. For the ready to move in unit can offer the benefit for the buyer in terms of they feel confident on the product that they have got. It's already built.
There's something to touch.
Yes, yes. Because in the purchasing agreement, they will state that once if it's finished, if the space of the property is less or more than we promised, this is the number that agree for both sides that the price will not change, or the price will change if the finished product is bigger than what we agree. So that kind of small clause that when you buy off plan you need to deal with. But the one that finished, it's okay. You get what you see. And for the resale condo,
Just about the ready to move in. So for new condos that have been completed, do you have a preference in advising your clients between completed unfurnished or completed furnished? Because I noticed that furnished units compared to unfurnished in the same building, there's a big premium to it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I look at the furniture, I'm like, that's not worth 3 million baht more.
you can give this answer to your audience.
Like, no, really. I look at it, it's like, it's nice, but like for 3 million baht more or 5 million baht more, like I can do this for 1.5 or 2. This is just my impression. Am I missing something here?
The people who buy fully furnished from developer, they buy it because budget is not a problem and they don't want to
Must be nice.
Yeah, they don't want to spend their time or headache with run around and buy the furniture or even hiring the interior designer. So to have someone to do everything for you, it's okay.
Okay, so maybe I'm looking at it too robotic again, like you said, like it's too much about the cost. I think they also pay, you say they're paying for the convenience, the time saved, the headache saved and all that, just to have a furnished unit
and
ready
this
to move
kind of
in.
people, they prefer to buy for their own use. They love what they see, that's why they buy.
Must be nice. Okay, and then resale?
For the resale, yeah, you need to deal with, of course, when you buy, the price cheaper than the newer projects, but need to deal with the renovation, which is come with the cost, and also you need to supervise your contractor. And until you finish the project, it's kind of a lot of hassle, and
Yeah.
not small hassle in Thailand, I would say.
You laugh because you speak from experience, right?
Yes, and for example, from the West, they used to hire the contractor, come with the proper contract, and the BOQ, which means the list of the goods and how much you pay for the work. Everything's clear. And of course, you may need to be charged more because there will be the cost of the fee of the contractor. But when you want to hire someone cheaper, you need to trade off with the uncle handyman in the condo. You need to know how to supervise them.
It can be a huge headache, right? Renovating a condo.
Not huge, very, very huge.
Massive. Yeah, because I talk to some people and they're like, oh, no. Let's just get a resale one and just renovate it. This list is a fixer-upper. There's a reason why fixer-uppers are not a thing in Bangkok, because am I correct in saying it's very hard to find a good and reliable contractor?
It is very challenging.
Very challenging.
Very challenging. And also, when you renovate a condo, you need to know that your contractor cannot go every day. They can work only Monday until Friday, not a public holiday. So you lost Saturday, Sunday, and you lost the public holiday. Let's say if your contractor give you a plan of 45 days to finish, it means that in total you have to spend 2 months and a half to finish everything.
Yeah, it's not 45 calendar days, it's 45 business days. And we have a lot of holidays in Thailand.
Yeah.
It's everyone's birthday, someone's anniversary.
And sometimes you need to, it's very upsetting when the contractor said, oh, I'm sorry, maybe we need to delay because my guy, they have to go to other side and we cannot find the replacement yet. You need to charge them the fine, but it's not fun because you delay the project and it's cost you more.
Okay, so yeah, beware of resale too. I mean, they can be great opportunities, but nothing is easy, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So as overseas buyer, if you want to go to that route, you need to have a partner who can handle this for you.
Let's talk about resale here. So what has been your experience reselling your clients' condos? And in your experience, have they been able to make a profit or have they lost money on their initial investment?
If they plan with me since the beginning, they don't lost the money. Because I'm very conservative. If I don't see how to sell and how much to sell since the first place, we not go. So it make work seems very difficult, but once it's done, it's done. I don't like surprise when I recommend the buyer to buy and then at the end they want to sell and I cannot sell because I, expect too high. For me, I'm very conservative. I will look at how much the market can buy. If that number is work backward and then my client get the profit, then we decide to buy.
It reminds me of a quote, you don't make money when you sell, you make money when you buy.
Of course, this is very old theory of real estate investment. You need to make money since when you buy. You need to know that along the way since you buy, what you have to do, what you have to pay until you sell and get your profit.
Okay.
If you don't see it clearly and if it's not cover everything that is supposed to happen, it's high chance to lose the money.
Okay.
Because don't underestimate few million baht. Sometimes you think that, this building, other units sell 26, I get 20, must be really good investment. But after all the costs and everything, transaction costs when you buy and when you sell, renovation costs, and all the ongoing costs, and you fall in love with your unit, you invest too much on renovation, and then at the end, my beautiful units must be able to sell with 30, where the market cannot afford 30.
Yeah.
That's how you lose money.
Yeah. No one wants your leopard furniture that you paid so much for.
No one wants to know.
Or your golden chrome finishing. Yeah. I agree. Some people really fall in love with their property. They show it to me like, this is definitely going to sell. You got to make a video of this. It's like, I'm sick next week. I don't want to do it. Let's sum it up with like, what are you working on right now and how can people reach out to you for more information about investment opportunities?
Okay. Right now, we're still doing a brokerage work. Our company, Siambo Estate, we still represent the motivated seller and help them sell their properties. We also have the business unit named Smartscape to acquire the property, renovating, finding the tenants, and offer the management of the property after that for the buyer who want to invest in Bangkok. We will make sure that we buy in the right price, and after include everything, you can get the good return and also the opportunity to have the appreciation in the future. So this is what we are focusing on now, and we want to create the investor community. So our investor, we have a chance to get update with the market, what is going on from the emails, and if we have the off-market property, because even we acquire by ourselves, and sometimes it's more than what we can hold, we rather give it to our investor in the community first. And I want to create a community and be in touch very close to my clients. And we put the subscription link in this description.
Sure, definitely.
Is it allowed?
Of course. Man, after all the valuable information you've given, of course.
Yes, yeah. And then I will give you guys update about.
So just to summarize, so that I think we can save everyone's time, is you're no longer an agent where someone contacts you. It's like, oh, I have 10 million, find me a property, show me around. Like you're not the typical conventional agent that would show people around town. You don't do that anymore. You can't, it's too much. It's more like, okay, you have your portfolio, you have your investment thesis, and then you have select investors work with you within the portfolio itself.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So, but don't worry that, oh, Khun Oh will not serve me because I have only 5 million baht. No, if we have something that suits you, it's good for us that we not look after so many until lost the human touch. So we will remember or able to see that this product will suit to whom, and then we will send the email to update you. And after all that, you get all the information from me. You already know who I am and what is my work philosophy. And if we align, it's like we already bond the trust, and it's easier for you to making decision. This is what I want to create in our community.
I think that's something very unique that doesn't really exist that much in Bangkok. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that, and I hope this video is well received by the viewers. And thank you so much for coming on. It's always a pleasure, and I hope we get to do this again sometime.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for today.
Thank you so much.